Welcome. We're back. 3-day break, Super Bowl weekend, and crypto mania. That's like the easiest way to put it. It's been a minute, been 3 whole entire days, and since then, Bitcoin and Dogecoin have heavily appreciated in value. Both of them, I put out trades on both of them like way before these runs. Yeah, we're gonna get into all of it. The stocks are also doing very, very well. We're looking at like the sheet going into the week. A lot of these are ongoing from last week, but the new ones are BCH, which is Bitcoin Cash, the short-term QS trade, TNK from Christian, and then DGLY, which really didn't do too much today. It was up like 1 or 2%, but pretty decent start to the week. Only one trade is currently down, which is like the long-term QS trade or QuantumScape. We're going to really talk about QuantumScape for a couple minutes here. I've been posting it a lot in the Discord. There's a lot on the chart that I'm looking at right now, and it's really interesting. So we're going to get to that in a second. Yeah, hopefully everybody had a good weekend. Not going to brag too much, but as predicted during the first wild card match of the playoffs, the Buccaneers did win the Super Bowl, so I'm a little bit happy about that. But yeah, let's head on over to the charts. I also want to be talking about the market. There's some things going on the technicals, which the Discord already knows about. Speaking of, if you want to join the Discord, the link to that's in the description. If you want to send me a tip or if you want to buy some merchandise, that's the pinned comment in the chat and the first link in the description. And one last thing, we hit 1,900 subscribers over the weekend. Didn't stream, didn't put out a video, but I just got like 30 new subs over the weekend. So 30 new subscribers, thank you very much. And yeah, let's get some vibes in the chat because we hit 1,900 subscribers. And hopefully, maybe this week we can hit 2,000 subscribers. We'll see. Yeah, we hit 1,900. Thank you all so much for all the support. Just like a month and a half ago, we hit 1K. So it's just been a crazy journey. Yeah, nonetheless, really appreciate it. 2,000 subscribers coming very, very soon, hopefully. And let's head on over to the charts. Let's talk about everything. But yeah, let's get some vibes in the chat for the 1,900 of you that are subscribed. It's all up to you guys how many subscribers I have. So thank you very much for that. Yeah, let's head on over to Bitcoin first. I mean, how can we not talk about Bitcoin? I believe it was this morning Tesla announced that I believe the number was $1.5 billion of their assets are going to be going into Bitcoin, and they're going to be like accepting Bitcoin payments for cars. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, I mean, you definitely have to credit a large part of Bitcoin's recent run, not the whole entire Bitcoin run, because the whole entire Bitcoin run happened by itself. There wasn't anything except for Bitcoin that caused that. But at least in the last couple of weeks, you have to give a good amount of credit to Bitcoin's run to Elon Musk, and then you have to give like 80% of Dogecoin's run to Elon Musk as well. You have to give that man a lot of credit because, I mean, even when he put Bitcoin in his bio, it went crazy. So, yeah, crazy stuff. You had Catalyst. Remember, we were in because of the technicals, but now we're in profit because of also the Catalyst. Before Elon Musk ever, before Tesla came out and said they're putting 1.5 billion in cash into Bitcoin, the trade was already up like 16 or 17% before any of that news. So the technicals looked great on Bitcoin. I put out a buy call for Bitcoin at about 33.6K. So it actually hit the target today for a 24% profit, but then after it hit the target, obviously just insanity, creating a new all-time high. It went even further up to at one point like almost 48K, like 47.5K at one point. So just crazy. The target got hit, went even higher. I even said in the Discord, if you wanted to leave a moon bag, go for it. I think I said that like 2 days ago or something. So hopefully you left a little bit of a moon bag for what's happening right now. But yeah, the target was just pretty much the previous all-time high, and it hit. Great trade. I was in on the trade. Good stuff. And shout out to Elon Musk, I guess. And then the other one that we have to talk about is Dogecoin. I don't even know how many tweets Elon put out about Dogecoin this weekend, but it's just wild. Let me actually add it right here. Hopefully that'll work. Yeah, this is Dogecoin. I put out a buy call at like 2.3 cents. Now, my target was not up here. I'll admit that. I did not say that I was going to go up to here. My target was, I believe, like 5.6 cents. So the second target hit for like 140% profit or something on Dogecoin. The first target was like 95% profit. So pretty decent profits right there, and then it went even crazier with Elon tweeting about it and stuff. But yeah, if you want the proof for this, go to the website freetrademovement.com and then go to free trade setups, and you can see all the time-stamped proof for everything. There's literally proof of all of these things. Just insanity between Bitcoin and Doge over the weekend. I had to start off the stream with that. It's in the thumbnail, it's in the title. It's just crazy money is pouring into these assets right now. But it's just crazy. All right, that's the one word I can use, crazy. But yeah, Bitcoin pulling back a little bit right now. It was at 47.5. Now it's pretty much at 46. But at this point, who knows? Could it go to 50K randomly? Absolutely. It's just going crazy. Could it fall all the way back down to 42K to retest the previous all-time high? Yes. At this point, the trade already played out, and all you have right now is a straight line. So there is no technical edge on the chart. It's all just supply and demand at this point on Bitcoin. Really, your next major support is like 41.5K. You could use Fibonacci as well, but it could go either way at this point. That really is Bitcoin. Then I'm going to talk about the two crypto trades real quick. Bitcoin Cash, I believe it actually got down to the short-term target over the weekend, but it might not have. If you took the long-term trade, currently you'd be up 8% on Bitcoin Cash. I put out this trade. Then the other one was Litecoin, which what is that right now? Like 165? Yeah, you'd be up about 25 if you got into the Litecoin trade when I posted it. So every crypto trade I've posted has been a winner. The last 5 crypto trades I posted have worked out, so I'm just happy about that. You know, Dogecoin, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, OPTT. What was the other one? Bitcoin, Litecoin, Dogecoin, Bitcoin Cash, and there's like one more random like S coin. I forgot what it was. Mic's a little bit fuzzy. Not too sure why. I probably try and put it down a little bit. It shouldn't be. Sound is glitching. Let's see. I'm gonna. I can't really do that. It's good now. Is it better now? Alright, I just literally just put it down. It might have just been too high, that it was like recognizing my voice way too easily. Alright, so I'm just gonna put that down a little bit and then put the... Is that the song though? Alright, from now on, just let me know if anything happens again. It should be good now. Yeah, that's Litecoin. Let's talk about like the stock trades. One of them hit their targets today. It was CPST. I can't remember who it was in the Discord that recommended this, but whoever it was, thank you very, very much. Yeah, this trade hit the target today for 19% profit. Basically, somebody in the Discord. That's what I love about the Discord. Now we have so many people learning how to do what I look for, and it's just like there's just so many eyes on the charts, and we get a lot of different trades. Like this one, like EQOS from Mr. Travis Scott. So yeah, somebody recommended this in the Discord. I lined up the reward to risk and it hit the target today for like 19% profit. That was good. RMO also had a nice day. It did pull back a little bit, but this is another trade from the Discord. Up like 4% since the entry, even though it was up like 8% at one point. What else do we have here? I'm trying to think. Boeing was up like 2%, pretty decent. That's another trade. Run was up in the morning, and then it hit the resistance again, and literally right when it was at the resistance, this is why you need to be in the Discord. Right when it was touching the resistance, I put out an alert in the trade updates channel, and I said run is testing the resistance again, and then it pulled back right there. Fisker didn't do anything again. Remember, for the last like 3 or 4 streams, nothing has changed. You still have the 4-hour hidden bullish divergence developing. The daily is still just like pretty much neutral. As long as you're above 1455 on Fisker, you're good. That's really it. So I don't really have to spend a long time on Fisker. I used to do this every single stream when it was moving so much. Right now, you know your levels, you know what it's doing. It's going to take patience. It's going to take time. As long as it's above 1455, there really isn't anything that's changed. There's not much to talk about. It's just the same thing it's been for the last 3 weeks. It's just, remember, this is a long-term pattern, a long-term trade. It is going to test your patience. So again, I know I've been saying this every single night, but you just have to be straightforward, and nothing's changed since like a week ago. Then we had DGLY. This one had like I think they filed a patent or something towards the end of the day. had like a very crazy volume spike, but then it went right back down. Pretty much it's up like 1 or 2%. The trade was posted at 267. It gave you the entry today, went a little bit under, then it came back over, just up a little bit right now. Still looks good in my opinion. Again, these are swing trades, they're not day trades. They can take a couple weeks or they could take a day, like how we saw in SDC. And then yeah, QS. I want to spend some time on QS. I like what it did today, believe it or not. It went from red to green. It was down like 2% at one point today. And I was posting a lot about QS in the Discord. I was trying to call like a 2% move, which I somehow did using like the 5-minute chart on Thinkorswim. But let me explain to you why I still like QS. Yes, the long-term trade on QS is down 4%. Whatever, we've seen trades down like 8% that ended up being winning trades. That's just how it goes on the high risk, high reward trades. And I made the high risk, high reward very, very clear when I put out the QS trade, right? Okay, but if we go on the daily, look at the MACD, okay? Non-stop development. There hasn't been any hiccups. It's just been developing every single day. Okay, even when the price goes down, the MACD still goes up. So it's showing very, very, very strong divergence. Look, the last 3 days were red days on QS, but the MACD went up. So you're seeing a lot of divergence developing. And you are literally inches away from getting that crossover. This is one of the best MACDs I've ever seen on a chart. I'm just being straightforward. If it confirms, and you're inches away from confirming, you really just need 1, 2 or 3% move, maybe like a 4% move, and it'll probably confirm that. So here's what I also really like. It held above the 44.57 support for close. It closed above it. And then I put out a short-term trade on QS today. Let me show you why. Look at this, okay? So remember, we had this macro falling wedge, which is like the green pattern. Then we have an inverse head and shoulders, which is like the blue line and the little blue curved lines you see right here. So those are 2 patterns in a row. Then, you know how when you break out, what you want to do is break out and then flip your previous resistance into a support? Look, this previous resistance, the green line, has become your support where you're not falling under it. And now you're creating another falling wedge, which it broke out of today. And it broke over the VWAP. And it broke out of like a 5-minute triangle it was in. It broke out of all those things. It closed at like 44.90 or whatever. And then you even have like, I think it was the 30-minute hidden bullish divergence. Yep, and that got confirmed. So the low time frames look good. And then even the daily looks good. The only time frame that doesn't have much of an edge is the 4-hour. The 4-hour is just kind of like neutral. So the 1-hour chart is super bullish. The 30-minute chart is super bullish. And then the daily chart is very, very bullish as well. The only time frame that's not bullish is the 4-hour, but it's not bearish. It's just kind of like nothing's really there on the 4-hour. That's different than the daily and the 30-minute and the 1-hour. So I still like the chart. I still think, yes, it is a high risk, high reward. But if you can just really look at these low time frames and get in the right way, you could be fine. Literally, when I put out this trade, I said this could be a trade where you want to be scaling into. Instead of putting in your whole entire position into your first order, you could scale into it. The lower it goes, the more you add. But also, you don't want to continue to do that forever and ever and ever. There has to be a certain cutoff point in which you just stop adding and you take your losses. But that's really just up to you. There's a lot of, this whole entire range is support, and the issue is that this is like a 15% range. So having a 15% range of support really just makes it where like you have to make your own decision on when you want to put your stop loss based on how much you're willing to risk. Because I personally wouldn't take a 17% loss. It's just, I'm just making these reward to risks based on the support and the resistance levels. And that is how crazy the support and the resistance on this chart is, because it absolutely dumped. And now we're trying to find a bottom on the chart using technicals, and we'll see how it goes tomorrow. That's QS. Can't even breathe right now. But yeah, that is QS. I feel like that was a pretty decent recap of the trades. I don't really know if I missed everything. Vroom had their Super Bowl commercial. If I would have just made a higher target on this trade, Vroom just kept on going. It's up 35% since my buy call. We had like a 14% profit on the trade. Rate Commerce just kept on going as well, even though it did pull back. A lot of the trades from like 2 weeks ago are just continuing to run, which is wild. But yeah, I feel like that's a good recap of the trades on Bitcoin and everything else. Futures are just flat, pretty much. Wait, let's talk about the market. I didn't even do that yet. What happened to the music? So your S&P futures are at the top of the flag. Remember, so far, every single time that they have come to the top of the flag, they have not broken out. Okay, let's count, all right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The last 6 times that the S&P 500 futures were at the top of this flag, the market fell in the coming weeks or days, right, in the short term. Let me actually slow down the overlay because it's going crazy right now. Okay, so every single time it's not been able to break out. Could it break out this time? We shall see. Remember, I don't know what's going to happen. Just all you have to do is be able to react, okay? And if we look at the actual S&P and we go to the daily, it's also at the top of the flag, or the channel. That's probably the better way to put it. So 1, 2, 3. So the 3 times the regular S&P hit the top of the channel, it couldn't break it, like 3 or 4 times. And right now it is literally like to the cent, it's at the top of the channel and it couldn't close above it. So yeah, your S&Ps are at a make or break area. It's not bearish. You actually have hidden bullish divergence on the daily, but you need to get above them and confirm above it. Otherwise, this is pretty much a high risk, high reward area, right? The only thing that is a little bit, I don't know if concerning is the right word to use, but the dollar, it was trying to break out and then it was trying to back test, but it's not really holding right now. I'm just going to kind of ignore the dollar for a little bit. I'm really just going to focus on the S&P itself. It's just like, it's not really doing what it usually does. Typically when the dollar goes up, very, very soon will stocks and cryptos go down. But it went up last week. And I know stocks were falling last week for a large part, but it was just a little bit weird. So what I actually am more concerned about is the UVXY, okay? Now the UVXY is literally at the same exact level to the cent that it was at before last week's dump. So it's at the level it was like 2 weeks ago. Remember, I called last week's dump. I didn't really actually call it, but I was warning about it potentially happening. If you've been in the stream for like a month, you know that I've been showing this UVXY for a long time. And I was warning about it, and I was warning about it, and I was warning about it, and then finally we had the worst week since October last week. It was last week, I'm pretty sure, right? So yeah, it happened last week. When this thing went up last week, markets went down. They just kind of correlate with each other, and you're at that same level again. If you could easily just fall under this support, and then you're good. So remember, I'm not telling you to panic. Just monitor the UVXY. Monitor the DXY, monitor the S&P futures, monitor the actual S&P itself, and see what happens. Tomorrow's going to be a very, very important day for the technicals on the market. But there we go. Now I've talked about Bitcoin and Dogecoin and the market and the trades. I've covered everything. We got 51 people in here. I feel like that was a good start to the stream. It was a 3-day break from streaming, which is like the longest break I've taken since I probably started. But yeah, hit that like button. Let's get some more subscribers in here. Let me see how many subscribers we're exactly at. And I know I have not even looked at the chat yet tonight. I'm sorry. We're at 1,910 subscribers, so we need 90 more subscribers to hit 2,000. I would love to hit it this week. I don't know if it's possible, but if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Free analysis every single night, free trades, Discord community with over 300 people, 1,300 people. I don't know why I missed the whole entire 1,000. Discord with over 1,300 people. And yeah, we're back. All right, we're back. What was I gonna say? Yeah, if you want to send me a tip or you want to buy some merch, like this mouse pad right here, I can't even, I'm so out of tune tonight. I can't even think because I haven't streamed in 3 days, I guess. But hit the pinned comment and the first link in the description if you want to cop some of that or send me a tip. I'm just forgetting how to stream, it looks like. But yeah, thank you for the 35 likes. I'm gonna stop sounding stupid. Let's get on into the ticker request. So now at this point, drop some tickers in the chat and I'll try my best to take a look. Remember, usually I need to go over all the trades in the market and stuff before I do the tickers. So probably just wait until I say it's time to drop the tickers in the chat before doing so. Otherwise I won't be able to read it. But yeah, just a general rule of thumb that I say every single night. If you're requesting a chart that is 30% up or 40% down, that has no pattern, not enough data, that was literally created last week, I'm just going to skip it. Don't take it personally. It's just I can't do anything with that chart. Because a lot of the charts that get requested, people are requesting because they're up 40%. That's just the psychology of a lot of traders. They kind of ignore things until the things are up 40%. And only when they're up 40%, they want to know about it. So the best things to be requesting are the things that are consolidating before those big moves. Otherwise, I'm probably going to skip it. Don't take it personally. It's just not how I trade, right? So you got to respect that. I'll try my best. Let's get into it. Let's start off with the ITRM. This one's up 16%, kind of what I'm saying. Let's see if we can do anything. I'll try here. Let me make that an orange line actually. So the big level is 166. If you break that, you could head up to 212. And your support's probably 200-day moving average on ITRM. Med. And then MOMO. CRUS. And CLH. And CLH was already on my watch list. Yeah, I mean, I mentioned this in the Discord in like the community chat like last week when it was at like 2250, and I said NCLH looks good again. There's actually a long-term trade currently out on NCLH. It was really close to being stopped out. I don't think it did. No, it didn't. It came down to 2188 and the stop loss was 2176. So it was literally like 10 cents away from being stopped out, and then it had a major reversal and the trade's back in profit. But once it came down here, I didn't alert the Discord, but I put in the chat in the Discord that actually looked good again, and it's been going up since. Next major resistance is like 2680. You do have a minor resistance right here, like 26 bucks. So that's NCLH. MED just going insane. Look, it is at actually this previous high right here. So this is a pretty big resistance, like $261 or so, I guess. No bearish divergence. There's not much of an edge. You could just continue going crazy, or it could pull back. Probably just a lot of fundamental variables making for this move. I don't see a lot of technical reasons for it. You'd have a nice bull flag right here, kind of, but not too much I can do for you on that one. I don't know much about the company either. MOMO is actually testing this previous low and like kind of this high as a support. So you are at a support currently on MOMO. Pretty much like 1650 or so would be your support, but you don't have any divergence or anything like that. And I don't know if you have much of a pattern either. Kind of like a channel maybe. Something like this. No, I'm not gonna even try and line that up. This is what I was kind of going for. It's really weird. Something like that. You get what I'm trying to show. It's a little bit weird. And then CRUS. Let me try and do these a little bit quicker because I've been super slow at them lately and we've been falling way behind. So it looks like it bounced off of this support level at $85. You are creating some hidden bullish divergence on the 4-hour. And on the daily, you could create some hidden bullish divergence. Nice. Looks pretty decent actually. Is it equitable though? Let's see. Entering here would be a little bit hard. Like, I don't really know. You'd probably have to target like this high right here and then throw your stop loss like right down there. It's tradable, but you might want to wait for a dip, even though you might not get one, just for better risk management. We already did NCLH. Snow, yeah, I got you, Maverick. Should have been on my watch list. Right there. It already is. Yeah, so Snow is pretty much just holding 300 bucks as support. If they can stay above 300, that's good. It looked real bullish down here, like 275. I actually played this move up. I had call options, made like 60% profit on it, and then I took profits around like right here. If it holds above 300, it looks like your next resistance is like 340, but it could take time. Remember, it's like a long-term pattern. Just really, you're just in this range between like 299 and like 320, kind of. That Snow. Wow, we're really behind. Yeah, keep hitting that like button. Let's get to 50 likes real quick. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. And if you want to send me a tip or buy some merch, the trades had a pretty good start to the week. That's the pinned comment in the chat and the first link in the description. That was Snow. So now we have BVN, MFGP, Boeing. Sure, we can take a look at that. We can take a look at XL as well. I just really didn't talk about them too much because they didn't really do anything today. Boeing was up a little bit. It was nice, but you know, there's swing trades. Obviously you want to monitor them, but you just got to let them breathe, right? FLGT, JAGX. Like, you know your levels on the chart, set your stop loss, set your take profit order, and just let them play out or not, right? Thinking about them too much can kind of make you take profits too early, stop out too early, just kind of, you want to follow your plan unless there's something like really bad, like bad news or bearish divergence or something like that shows up, but they still look fine. X, sure, we can take a look at that. I'm gonna have to remember all of these. LOTZ, I can't do anything on the LOTZ chart. There's no support, there's no pattern, it's just like a straight line down. XRP, I'm gonna have to really like run through these quickly just because there's so many of them. I'm gonna have to look at SDC. Oh, this is gonna, I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to do all these. Oh wow, alright, I'm gonna try my best. It's gonna take a long time. That is a lot. I think it's the most amount of tickers we've ever had. And I'm definitely gonna forget some. Please don't take it personally, just be empathetic, right? I can't get every single one. I'm trying my best here, but there's just a lot to read in the chat. Good job, Rooster. I can't even keep up with typing them. Oh my gosh. Yeah, again, LOTZ. I don't know what you want me to do on LOTZ, guys. Alright, here you go. LOTZ. This that's it. It's literally just, there's nothing here. There's no support. There's obviously no divergence. There's no pattern. Until it does something, I can't really analyze it. Yes, can it go up like 30%? Sure. I don't know anything about the company. I know a lot of people like it. But again, you're waiting for high probability. Where's the probability here? Right? Will it eventually reverse? Yes. Things don't go down forever most of the time. But you're just trying to catch a falling knife. So I'd literally rather let it go up 10% one day before entering than trying to catch this. But it just really, I don't know anything about the company. If it's a great company, that's 100% your choice. This is not how I trade. I don't trade a straight line up or a straight line down. That's just not what I was taught. But to those who do it, best of luck. And sure, after something goes down, could it go back up? Yes. Buy low, sell high. That's how it works. I'm just saying there's not enough probability for me to give you like a way to trade it with proper risk management until you see a reversal beginning, right? So we have a lot to go through. I'm going to start off with some people are requesting like trades. So I'm going to try and just get those done. Boeing and Excel first. Again, nothing's really changed on them. Boeing, it's broken out with the falling wedge. It's still trying to break that 213.48 resistance. You still have the divergence. Literally nothing's changed on the chart. I think they had some news come out on Friday or something, but it did fine today. It was up 2%. Again, it moved 2% up. That's good. Nothing has changed. Either plays out or it doesn't. Pretty much the same thing on XL. The trade's up like pretty much like 6.5%. Yes, at one point, this trade was up 16%. I did take profits on XL. Why? Because I was in call options. So if I didn't take profits on my calls and it fell 10%, I would have lost like probably like 35-40% on my options. So I had to take profits. It was at the resistance. And I talked about this literally when it was at the top to the cent. I warned the Discord that there could be a pullback, and you haven't seen that level again. So patience. That's really the best thing I can say. It's a swing trade. It still looks good. Technically, as long as you're above 1842 in XL, you're fine. So you could come back down to 1842. It's going to require patience, and hopefully it works out. The trade's been in profit literally since the first day I put it out, which was last Monday. So ever since last Monday, it's been in profit. There's not one day that this trade has been not in profit. So however you want to play it, go for it. And then the other one was, I can't remember. There was one more, SDC. Where is that? Smile Direct Club right here. I mean, this was a great trade. It was like 17% in like an hour. At this point, it's a 50-50. Look, you're like in the middle of this channel. Pretty much not at a support just yet. You kind of at a horizontal support. Like if you see this previous like resistance level from right over here, is kind of where it's trying to hold, but you don't have divergence or pattern. I just wait for something more to be created rather than a straight line down. I'm gonna CC. Now, where did I leave off? Did we do CRUS? Yes. All right, so DVN. hidden bullish divergence on the 4-hour, hidden bullish divergence on the daily, even on your RSI, but I'm not going to chart it. You have a support at 1672, you have a resistance at 1969, and then your next resistance would be 21 bucks. So those are your levels, hidden bullish divergence. Way too gappy on this chart, even though the volume's fine, so maybe I can chart it. Kind of looks like a cup and handle, sure. Really, if you can hold above 665, you could see much higher prices. But you need to hold above 665. Otherwise, your next support is like 618, I think. Nokia, it's actually at the 200-day moving average. So just another crazy pump and dump. That's really what happened with everything in the last 2 weeks. GameStop pumped and dumped. AMC pumped and dumped. NOK pumped and dumped. There's probably like 10 other things that did it, but you are back at a support area, sure. This whole entire range could be a bounce area. You just don't have a pattern or divergence yet. Actually, you do have divergence on the 4-hour. So Nokia could absolutely bounce if it can hold above the 200-day moving average. You could 100% see a bounce. To where? I'm not sure. Maybe like 450 or something, 453. That range very easily. And of course, if you just go crazy again because it did get crushed very quickly. FLGT, not enough really for me to do here. It's just going up non-stop. As long as it doesn't create a lower high, you're fine. JAGX, I'm not too sure about this one. Nice MACD. I like the MACD quite a bit, going back towards green. I just don't see much of a pattern. It looks like your support is like 267. And then resistance, probably just something like this. Maybe it's in like a descending triangle. So whichever way you break out will be telling. XRP. I like the higher low. Look, I think your support on XRP is like 44 cents. As long as you're above 44 cents, you're good. And your next major resistance, probably like 51 cents. It also depends on Bitcoin. MP. You have some local divergence developing, it looks like. Right? Pretty much like class B local divergence. And then probably this would be like your resistance, something like that. So whichever way you break out will be telling. L, L, and W. Not too sure about this one. This one's just kind of like in the middle of a range. You could be having some hidden bullish divergence, but I could see this one going either way. Actually, the hidden bullish divergence is pretty decent. So as long as you're above 423, you could easily see like 530 again. Back. Nice. It is reclaiming 1323. I think it was under it. I think Guy in Hat requested this and it was under it, and now it's getting back above it. That's what I really wanted to see. So yeah, you could definitely trade this. Well, that wouldn't be divergence. Never mind. Sorry, I messed that one up. But this would be divergence on the daily if it confirms it. And then risk management, like, I mean, this thing got crushed. I'd probably, there really isn't a support resistance level, so I'd probably just use Fibonacci from your high to your low. Probably go for the 50% retrace. Maybe even the 382. You could do like 2 different targets. You could probably do something like this. This would probably be how you could trade it, if I'm being honest. That'd be a 2 reward to risk. Let me see. Probably go a little bit like that. This. And then like that. Yeah, this could be how you could trade MAC for sure. It's tradable. You got 3 reward to risk. FTFT. Very volatile. You do have some hidden bullish divergence. It looks pretty decent actually. I like the rounding action right here. Looks alright. I don't know anything about the stock though, that's the issue. I mean, that's the thing with a lot of these charts. I just don't know what the company is. I don't know if they're a good company or not, right? But it looks like it's trying to break out of this range. Next resistance would be like A51. It's just not a super high probability chart. And then your support's like 544, but take all that with a grain of salt. Ocean Power Technologies. I put out a trade for this at like 277, but it was only like a 12% trade, and it could have been like a 3x trade or something, or like a 2x trade. Crazy. Honestly, I'm just going to delete everything on the chart because it's way too messy. Yeah, you have some 4-hour hidden bullish divergence developing. No divergence on the daily though. Looks like your support would be like 447-ish. You're kind of trying to hold that. I'm not too sure about this one. It looks like it already just had a crazy run, and it could go either way. It could continue falling or it could continue going up in the long term. It's just kind of like a 50-50. Did I do CBAT? I don't think I did. Did I do JAGX? Yes. Oh, so I was already on my watch list right here. It looks like it's breaking down. I'm not too sure. Let me just redraw this. Your next major support is like 617, but if you can get back above 748, you're good. It's just like you need to get back above it first. You don't have any divergence, you don't have a pattern, and then I think earnings already might have happened. Earnings today on CBAT, I'm not too sure about this one. I could see it going either way. X, we can take a look at that right now real quick. Remember, this was a failed trade. The stop loss definitely helped, so I'm actually going to remove this off my chart. This was the only failed trade last week. There might have been one more actually. Yeah, there was a VXRT. Oh my gosh. Before we even get into X, don't get me started about this one. This one did annoy me a lot today. For those who held and were able to get their money back and didn't take the whatever percent loss it was, congratulations. I ended up losing like 3% or something on this trade because I was cost averaging. But instead of losing 3%, I probably could have made like 10% on the trade. So frustrating if I would have just waited another day, but that's just really how it goes. Sometimes your stop loss cannot always be perfect. Like as we saw in X, the stop loss helped. But on this one, it's like it got stopped out. It did go much lower. After this trade got stopped out, it went 10% lower after it got stopped out. So you could have re-entered 10% lower after getting stopped out if you wanted to, right? But if you would have just like stopped out, not re-entered, and pretty much did nothing, like, yeah, it kind of does suck. I'm gonna be completely honest. It woke up today. I was one day off. There was another trade that was just like this a couple weeks ago. I was just one day off. But hopefully you get the idea of what I was going for. Where I was trying to catch this support with the divergence. I just was one day too early, and then it fell a little bit more, stopped us out, and then the next day it went crazy. So just bad timing on this one. Apologies for it. At this point on VXRT, as long as it's above like 850, you're good. Kind of like the same thing as like the first go around. You do have some 4-hour hidden bullish divergence developing. But earnings are coming up on February 10th if this thing's correct, so that could go either way. And then I was looking at X before to VXRT. I like the MACD. The 4-hour actually looks really good. It looks better than it did when I put out the trade, so that's developing very, very nicely. But you don't really have much of a pattern like how you did right here, and you're in the middle of a range, so it is a little bit tricky to manage your risk unless you trade a long term. If you trade a long term, then like, yeah, sure. You could just go for like this resistance or like that resistance. Throw your stock down here, get through towards risk. It's definitely tradable, but you probably gonna want like a long-term outlook on X. It's the daily looking good. Yeah, the divergence is developing. I'm actually there might be a new trade on it if it creates like a pattern or it gets to a support level, but I don't like trading things in the middle of like a channel. I like to wait till they get to a support or something I can trade off of. But that is X. Measured move on a descending wedge. Yes, you can. Like for example, let's just say that this was like an actual descending. Let me use one that actually worked. Use CBAT. Where is it at? Can't find it. Great. So use CBAT back. Was this it right here? Let me go on the 4-hour. All right, so this was the wedge. I actually posted this trade. It was like 42% profit in 2 days on CBAT. It was something like this, give or take. But if you're asking about measured moves on a wedge, something pretty much go from the lowest point to the top of it like this, and then you copy and paste that on the breakout point, and then it actually almost got there. Actually, it did get there pre-market because it went to like $10.15 pre-market one day, like last week, or like 2 weeks, pretty much on this day, on like January 25th, it went to like 10.15 pre-market. So that actually kind of played out. That's how you would do it though. You just take like the widest part of the wedge and then you place it on the breakout point. It looks very crazy here, but on a regular falling wedge, you could see it play out much clearer, even though it technically played out here. That's CBAT. Alright, so I'm really behind again. I think I did a lot of these, so I stopped with LOTZ or something. Alright, wow. I can look at CLOV, yeah, sure. Yeah, if you want to learn about divergence, I've just gone over it probably like 30 times in the stream. If you really want to learn about it, just go to my channel. I have a free course. If you go to my channel, then you go to playlists, it'll say free trading course. It's course video number 8 if you want to learn about divergence. So we have a lot more tickers to look at. I think the next one could be like, already looked at blue. Clover, sure. Clover is right here. Oh, let's go on the daily. Remember, this is not an official trade. I was very, very clear about that when I put it out. Even though technically if you took the trade, you could have at least you could have been up 8% at one point, but it was not official by any means. I said that like 10 times in a row, and I just said it like 2 times in a row. So yeah, I already looked at blue. YOLO, man. I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah, I already looked at blue. Did I not? No, I don't think I did actually, you're right, but I can't do anything right here regardless because it's in the middle of range. You do have hidden bullish divergence on the daily though, so that looks good. Your next resistance could be 450-ish. But you are in the middle of a range, so it's like a high risk, high reward play. Back to Clover. You reverse at the PCZ, kind of. You initially did, but then on the next candle you fell all the way back down on like Friday morning, and then Clover tweeted or whatever, and then it went all the way back up, and then today went back down. It's just like, as I said when I was going over it last Thursday night, the technicals probability are automatically lowered because of all the things going on fundamentally with Hindenburg and Clover defending themselves. So those matter much more than the technicals. If you really want me to give you like an actual look on the technicals, as long as you're above $11.80 on candle closes, you're fine. You have not closed a candle under $11.80 since over here. So as long as you stay above $11.80, technically you're above support. And eventually you could create divergence. The 1 hour divergence played out, but then it sold off again. So it doesn't look as good as it did technically on Thursday night, but remember, this thing just went from when I called the top at 1684 down to 1129. So of course it was very easy to get a 10% rally from Friday low to high. So deep, let's go. $20 donation, following your calls and earning. Not a big trader, but trying to build big with small steps. That's exactly how I started. 2021 is going to be a great year with this group. Absolutely. Welcome to the free trading movement. Thank you for all the support. Really appreciate the 20 and all the other tips you've been sending. So appreciate that for real. Let me fix the music. I don't even know if it's working perfectly. Not perfectly, but okay. Put the volume down a little bit maybe. Alright, so we already looked at XL, always seeking. So I was like Clover, I guess, kind of. I can't really do too much with Clover. It can go either way. That's like the best I can give you. NGA, sure. Yay. I'm definitely gonna be skipping a few by accident, so apologies for that. Wow, I'm behind again. Nano Dimension. VISL is actually creating, let me probably just delete all that. I'm trying to find like a good support area. It's just like you're not really at one yet. You're not at a major support, even though you're kind of creating a mini support like 3470 on VISL. But you also could be creating the daily classic bullish divergence. So eventually you're thinking that it's going to stop dumping and it's going to go back up. You have some classic bullish divergence developing. As long as you're above 33.66, you could see a nice reversal. Next major resistance would be like 37.72. Kind of more like $37. Yellow Man with the $5 donation, thank you very much. Appreciate that. And Yellow also said thank you, champ. So we're thanking each other. That's Pfizer. So Nano Dimension, I already did that. Appreciate you dropping the link, Rooster. Was that a double bottom on MP? Kind of, yeah. But you need to break above the neckline at 35.54 to confirm the double bottom. Otherwise, it's not a double bottom. ILUS, we already looked at blue. Or I tried to. Ethereum Classic. I used to trade that quite a bit back in the day. OEG. FLR. Already added ETW. Okay, is it possible to explain why moving average price changes on different time frames? It's just based on a formula. Typically, I only use the 4-hour and daily. But yeah, they certainly do. In terms of explaining it, that's not my strong suit. I don't really know exactly what the formula is. I believe it's something like the price divided by like the moment. It's weird, and then you divide it by like the day. It's just like, just look up the moving average equations. You can probably find it online somewhere and it'll explain it. But I know a lot of people pretty much, they just follow the moving averages on whatever time frame they trade on, right? So like day traders follow like the 5 and 20 day moving averages on like the 30-minute chart sometimes. And then swing traders like me follow like the 50 moving average and the 200 moving average on the 4-hour and daily. So you just kind of, regardless of how they change, you just want to follow whatever works best for you, right? I feel like the most common one is like the daily 200-day moving average, which is what I use a lot of the time. So let me get through these. Your next major support's like 2270-ish. No pattern, no divergence. I'm not too sure on NGA. There was that new stock today. Was like was the NGAC? Yeah, there was like a new SPAC, I guess, or not. Kind of, yeah. They announced like they're gonna be doing like a EV truck stock or whatever. This one went crazy. I saw it. I didn't get in though. Yeah. It's just like I was gonna get in, but then it halted, and then I just wasn't sure, and I just didn't end up getting in. Nano Dimension, I have no clue. It's just gone parabolic. I have no clue where this stock is headed. Like, actually, I have no clue. I do not like how ETWO is under. Is this a SPAC? I'm not sure if this is a SPAC, but it looks a lot like a SPAC. It's just holding $10 as support, which a lot of SPACs do. So I'm just not enough data on the chart. CBS, yeah, it was looking pretty good. Like rising valleys. You could easily see 77. I think I made this little just like example trade on stream. Your next major, you have a resistance at like 74.50, but then after that you have 77 bucks. Jay Mensa with the $10 donation. BurgerFi looks like she's back in the green for us. Absolutely. Thanks for the grind. Thank you for the $10 donation. Really appreciate that. Jay Mensa. Yeah, we can take a look at BurgerFi for sure. Alright, I'm gonna be honest. Okay. I don't know if this was the right decision to make, but I did make this decision on Friday. I was up like probably like 10% on my BurgerFi position, my Roth. I was just like, whatever. I ended up selling my BurgerFi and putting that money into Fisker on Friday. Believe it or not, yeah. Yeah. I don't know. There wasn't like really a technical reason behind it or anything like that. It was just like I just wanted more money in Fisker. Like straight up, it was like there was like an exact reason for it. I just wanted to put a little bit more in Fisker. And I guess I did. So yeah, it was an impulse decision, like for sure. Just kind of happened. One thing led to the other, and I had more money in Fisker and less money in BurgerFi. Okay, but I've been talking about BurgerFi for like a month. I still like the company. I probably should add it back to my Roth IRA. So it just did what I was waiting for, and I did sell it like around like over here. You had the hidden bullish divergence. You had the down sloping channel. You had the 200-day moving average. It bounced off the 200-day moving average and it went, right? So I did put out this trade a little bit early. I think it got stop hunted. But then if you're in the Discord, I said it still looks good. So I'm sure some of you saw that. I think I put it in the Trailers channel. I was like, BurgerFi still looks good. And then it just took probably like a week of waiting, and then finally it just popped. So yeah, now it's that's not accurate. Wow, perfect. It hit the golden retrace and then it pulled back. Literally, it went to the golden retrace and then pulled back. It's trying to hold $15 as support. Again, the technicals did look great down here, but I still just think that fundamentally it's going to be at a higher price in the years to come. But yeah, I just Fisker. I don't know. It's like I just keep on adding more to that position. Like I don't even really care what price I add to my Fisker position. I just continue to add to it. Like it's like a subscription at this point. Like every single month, I just end up adding to the position regardless of where it's at. Like I was adding to it at $9. I pretty much added to my Fisker long-term position at every single price except for like over like $18. Like I've added it to it. I added it from like 9 all the way up to like 15. Then I stopped for a bit from 15 to 22. I didn't add to it. And then when it came back down to like 15 again, I started adding to it again. So then I already look at Mac and ARMO. Yeah, I looked at both of them already. Looked at both MAC and ARMO. And then NEO. I know I have a lot more tickers I didn't do. I'm gonna try and get to them. But NEO was already on my watch list. Yeah, keep hitting that like button and that subscribe button. If you want to send me a tip or buy some merch, that's the pinned comment in the chat. NEO was up 4% today. Nice. It bounced off a previous resistance and it created it as a support. So your support on NEO is like $54. Nice divergence, like locally. You confirm? Yeah, you did. You got a MACD crossover. Kind of. I don't really know if it was like a falling wedge, but like just something like this is really what was going on. Kind of like maybe the beginning of a falling wedge, at least. Get what I'm trying to show? Where that's your resistance and that's your support. MACD crossover. As long as you're above $55, you're fine on NEO. Alright, let's get back to the bottom right here. So that's NMDM, ETWO. I'm not too sure about that one. Did I already look at all these? This one also, it's just not enough data for me to really give you an answer. ETC. Just redo all this, whatever. Looks like your next resistance is like 972. So I'm not too sure. I don't really know what your. Oh, I think you do see the hidden bullish. I think Guy in Hat was talking about this one, hidden bullish divergence on the 4-hour, and then also on your daily. So I do see that. As long as you're above 770, you could probably see 972 again, but it also depends on Bitcoin's stay afloat. FLR, no divergence. Resistance at like $21 almost. There's some hidden bullish divergence on the 4-hour kind of. But just not much of a pattern I'm seeing here, if I'm being honest. We already did nano dimension. We could look at bingo. I'm not too sure. You do have some hidden bullish divergence on the 4-hour. Probably just something like this. Yeah, you could be trying to break out right here, and then you would probably head up to like 1383 if you really did with confirmation. Market stayed afloat. I think I'm caught up. Hope. We look at any PT, I don't think so. Wow. That's what happens. You broke out of a very long-term supply line, and then you went right up to the 200-day moving average. If you get across the 200-day moving average, your next resistance would be like 249, and then your next support is like 213. So you're in the middle of a range, like literally right in the middle. Options, I'm not really going to go too much into for some more time. Just keeping it to swing trading for right now. VISL. Yeah, keep hitting that like button and that subscribe button. We're on the way to 2,000 subscribers. UWMC, we can take a look at that. I think it's already gonna watch this. CHEK. Hidden bullish divergence on the daily. Even on your 4-hour. Kind of, it's not perfect on the 4. As long as you're above 145, you're good. You have a resistance at 191, and then after that, like 212. But very, very volatile. Did I already look at VISL? Nice rounding bottom. Resistance at 451, and then support at 356. So you're also in the middle of a range right here. Could go either way. UWMC. It broke all the supports. I mean, it looked good for a little bit, but then after earnings, it just dumped again. I was actually able to somehow take profits on this. I ended up making like 7 or 8% profit on like this bounce right here, like right there. Shout out to Christian. He actually DM'd me about it. But then I took profits like 20 minutes before earnings, or until 20 minutes before the market closed on earnings day, and then it just went back down. I'm not too sure on this one. Kind of reminds me of LOTZ, where like you're not really at a support or divergence or anything like that, or a pattern. So it might just take patience. I mean, it will take patience, right? We already looked at ZYNE. Run, yeah, we already looked at Run as well in the beginning of the stream. It just hit that resistance again and then pulled back. If you're in the Discord, I alerted this. When Run was literally at the resistance, I said it was at the resistance. I alerted everybody. So just pull back there. You're just in a range between 74 and 78.50 on Run. Oh, did I look at CHEK? I think so, yeah. MTSI. Is this like the crazy big cup and handle you were talking about? Yeah. I think it was you that was talking about it. I'm just gonna go on the weekly. Yeah, I mean, if you can cross 65, 7, if you can cross $66, you could easily be headed to much higher levels. As a very, it's not even really a cup and handle. It's just more of a rounding bottom, which is still very, very good. Rounding bottom is a pattern as well. So it's not gonna be perfect, but you get the point. It's like the rounding bottom. If you really cross this resistance, absolutely, you can probably go crazy. Let's see what FIB level you're at. You're approaching the 2618. If you break that, you're probably going to go to 82 if you can get above 66 and hold above it. Just based on there's no resistance and the Fibonacci levels, as long as the market holds up. But again, this could be a make or break area. You want more confirmation. Okay, so this is very, very volatile. It's just holding the 200-day moving average as like a support. It doesn't look bad. It's just like, it's very pump and dump. Probably something like this. That's like your demand line. And then I'm just gonna ignore the crazy wicks, and that's probably like, you probably did break out. So it could easily go higher, but I know nothing about the company at all. But the chart looks all right, but I'm on the weekly, right? So this could take months to play out. Pins, yeah, sure. It's just like an all-time high. Let me go back to the daily. Pretty much, it just went to a new all-time high, and then it reversed at the 1618, the golden ratio. That was like your candle high on the daily. As long as you're above $75, you're fine. 75 is like your support. It's just like, you know, it's been having the crazy run up. And then I think earnings were not it's not reacting well to whatever the earnings was. So yeah, I mean, kind of a 50-50 here. If you break the 1618, your 2618 would be like $100. But you need to break this previous all-time high first, and then you need to get some divergence, maybe a pattern, just a little bit more to work with. On Pinterest, but yeah, your major support's $75, it looks like. If that breaks, then you have two more at 72, and then 68.58. Didn't apps just like crush their earnings and go crazy? Yeah, it's still, oh my gosh. It just went insane. Just fundamentally, I believe. Crushed the earnings, big buying volume. I actually traded this setup right here. Shout out to Christian. Made some nice profits on that. Probably move up your fib levels. Your 2618 would be $97. And then support's probably like $84, but that's not even like a super strong one. It's just a little bit high. We already looked at OEG. I just pretty much said I'm not too sure. There's not enough data for me to really work with. BBN. You're out of support. Like right now you're out of support. If you break that, then you really want to take caution, because then there's not like a major support until like 20. I mean, it's really not far. Never mind. And there's not a support till 26, like $1.50 away. It moves very, very interestingly. That was a very big sell-off and a very big run, and I was selling off again. Just very weird. Not the highest of volumes either. Very, very gappy. So those are really just your levels on the chart. It's in this complex range, it looks like. Dealing with the $5 donation. Alright. Yeah, appreciate the $5. It's just like usually I kind of try to keep the rule the same for everybody, just to make it fair, because if I don't keep the rule the same for one person that it was for the other person, then one person will get mad. So this is a general rule of thumb. You might have not known it because I don't really talk about it too much, but it's just kind of like $3 per ticker. That's just like the rule we have, so we don't get spammed or whatever. So don't take that person at all. You probably just didn't know. It's just like I want to keep that rule the same for everybody, because if I say fine to you and then I say no to somebody else, it's kind of going to be like unfair. So I'll do it this time, but just for the future, keep that in mind, please. I appreciate the flag, for real. Thank you, Dylan. So that was BBN. We looked at. I'm just gonna do FTech really quickly if it has anything. Up 3% today. No, you're good. You're good. Just like letting you know for the future. I'm not tripping about that. It's just it's not about the money. It's just about the rule, really. But appreciate the 5. On FTech, your support's 493 and your resistance like 542. Sorry. Support 493, resistance 542. You break 542, your next resistance is 644 with confirmation. Let's take a look at these three real quick. RW, UIF. Okay. This one, all right. So the thing with OTC stocks is very, very volatile. So these wicks make it a little bit hard for me to really chart it. I'm gonna try my best here though. Okay. So your next major resistance is 177. If 177 breaks, then you have like 219. Those are your resistances, and then your support. Probably in 97 cents would be your support. So it's a very complex range. You're trying to move upwards, but you don't really have anything like a pattern or anything like that. Not even on the 1 hour. This one, again, these are already in these big runs up, right? So this one really is a coin flip. Your support would be like this high right here. Okay, your support would be like 60 cents. As long as you put up 60 cents, you're fine, but if you fall under it, take caution. It's just really not much for me to do on this chart. Like really, maybe you're in like a little bit of a symmetrical triangle, but that could break out either way, and it's not even like an actual, you don't have 5 touches or anything, but yeah. And then mark, let me see, same thing. It's like, you know, typically I don't trade things after they go on their crazy runs up. I just kind of let them either continue going up crazy or fall back down or whatever it is. It's just like, you know, these ones, I mean, this thing just went from $1 to $4.75, so it could continue going crazy. It's just a matter of like probability, and it's just really a 50-50 probability, so it can go either way. It hit the 475 resistance and then it pulled back. Well, almost hit it. You don't have divergence, you don't have a pattern. These charts are not really, it's not easy, right? Because I can't create a pattern off this straight line up. I can't really see any divergence here because the MACD is also straight line up. So, you know, I really appreciate the 5. It's just like, this is not really my expertise, right? I don't know if that's anybody's expertise. It's just like, just how it goes. But yeah, appreciate the $5. I think, how long have I been live for? Like an hour or so. An hour and 10 minutes. I feel like that was a good way to ease back into things. It was a pretty productive stream. We got a lot of tickers done. We already looked at VISL earlier. I think I just kind of said I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm just not too sure. In the middle of a range between 356 and 451. Yeah, I think that's going to do it for tonight. I hope you all have a great night. Hope you trade safely tomorrow. Thank you so much for all the support. Hopefully the trades do well this week. We'll have to see. Yeah, hit that subscribe button if you didn't already. Hope you enjoyed the stream. If you did, make sure to hit that like button. And I'll see you tomorrow night at 9 EST. Thank you for coming out. Peace out. Have a good one, everybody. See ya.